Growing older isn't supposed to feel like watching your strength slowly fade away. Yet for so many people after 50, life begins to feel heavier than it should. Not because they're weak, but because their body is quietly changing in ways no one ever warned them about. Maybe you've felt it too. The stairs feel a little steeper. The grocery bag feels a little heavier. Your legs don't respond the way they used to. And you wonder, quietly, is this just age catching up to me? But here's the truth that most people never hear. It's not age. It's a silent condition called sarcopenia, and it steals strength from millions of people without them ever noticing. Until one day, they do. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to give you back something you might have forgotten. Hope. Because muscle loss after 50 isn't a one-way road. Your body is far more powerful, far more adaptable, far more capable of healing than you've been led to believe. You can rebuild strength, you can regain stability, you can restore energy, and you can do it starting today, with simple habits that fit into your everyday life. Think about this for a moment. After age 50, the average person loses about 1% of muscle every single year. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't care, but because life gets busy, routines change, and the body starts sending signals in whispers, not shouts. One day, you realize you're avoiding lifting something heavy. Another day, you catch yourself using your hands to push off the chair because standing up feels slightly harder. It's subtle, until it's not. But here's the part that still amazes researchers. Even in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, your body can build muscle nearly as effectively as someone half your age. The potential is still inside you. It didn't disappear. It just needs a spark. And that spark begins with understanding what's really happening inside your body. Sarcopenia isn't random. It has triggers you can control. Low protein intake, long hours of sitting, hormonal changes, inflammation from processed foods, and stress, the silent force that drains your motivation and energy. But once you know these things, you're no longer powerless. You can flip the script. Let's start with one of the most surprising solutions: protein. Most people think protein is for bodybuilders, but after 50, it becomes your shield. It feeds your muscles, protects your strength, and keeps your metabolism alive. Imagine giving your body exactly what it needs to rebuild itself. A simple habit, like spreading 20 grams of protein across your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, can slow muscle loss dramatically. Eggs, Greek yogurt, fish, beans, cottage cheese. Small choices that create big change. But strength isn't just about food, it's about movement. And the beautiful part is, you don't need a gym. You don't need a trainer. You don't need fancy equipment. All you need is 10 minutes. 10 minutes of chair sit-to-stands, wall push-ups, light lifting, and heel raises. 10 minutes that tell your body, I'm still here. I'm still fighting for myself. And your body listens. It responds. Muscles grow, balance improves, and your confidence slowly returns. If you're thinking, but I walk already, then you're already ahead. But here's a twist. Walk like it matters. Walk with a little intention, a little pace, a little purpose. 10 minutes of brisk walking helps build leg strength, lung power, and energy flow. You're not just moving, you're reclaiming your independence. Now, let's talk about the fuel your muscles crave. Foods that actually heal your body from the inside out. Salmon, spinach, chickpeas, nuts, sweet potatoes, olive oil. These foods aren't just healthy, they're protectors. They reduce inflammation, boost strength, improve energy, and help stabilize mood. Imagine your meals becoming your medicine. And while we're on the topic of healing, let's talk about the sun's vitamin. Vitamin D. This little nutrient has a massive role in preventing muscle weakness. Combine it with omega-3, which reduces inflammation and supports muscle repair, and you've built a powerful foundation for strength. Always check with your doctor, but these two supplements have helped millions of seniors rebuild muscle naturally. Of course, rebuilding strength isn't only about what you add, it's about what you avoid too, because certain habits silently break your strength down. Long hours of sitting, sugary foods, heavy alcohol, smoking, processed snacks. These don't just affect your weight or your mood, they accelerate muscle loss. The good news is that even small reductions in these habits can create noticeable improvements in how your body feels. And here's something you may not have realized. Your muscles repair themselves while you sleep. Yes, during those quiet hours when your body finally gets the chance to breathe, it also rebuilds. But when sleep drops below 6 hours, muscle repair slows dramatically. Improving your sleep routine isn't just about feeling rested. It's about giving your body the time it needs to heal. So let me ask you something. What would it feel like to have more strength next month than you have right now? What would it feel like to climb the stairs without stopping? To get up from a chair easily? To feel steady, confident, and capable again? Because those moments aren't gone. They are waiting for you. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're not behind. Your body is ready to rebuild the moment you decide to fight for it. And that's why this video exists. To remind you that your best years don't have to be behind you. Your strength isn't fading. It's waiting. Your mobility isn't lost. It's recoverable. Your independence isn't slipping away. You can reclaim it. Every small habit compounds into a stronger, healthier, more confident you. If you're over 50, 60, even 70, you have more control over your health than anyone ever told you. And starting today, you can walk toward a future where your body supports you, not slows you down. A future where you feel strong again, capable again, alive again. This is your moment to rise.